Hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Talkies with me, Clinton D'Souza, only on Herald TV. Today we are moving to the sides of Kalangut, Kandolim and Nagwa. Today I'll be speaking to one of the former player who has played even for the Nationals and now he's making Goa proud by contributing his knowledge, his talent and his techniques to the young grassroots level players, and that is none other than Ricardo Cardozo. Ricardo has started his own football academy with the name of Super30, which started all just before the COVID could hit us. But however, it didn't stop him. However, COVID has stopped most of the things in India and across the world, but it couldn't stop Ricardo because once things came to normalize, Ricardo came back and we have seen the growth that he has seen right from his footballing career and now to what he's doing. First of all, I welcome Ricardo. Ricardo, welcome to Herald TV and thank you for sparing your time with us. So, Ricardo, I want to know you have been into this
Yes,
football right from your early childhood. Let me go,
yes.
coming to the present, let us go to the past. I want to know when it comes to football, what was football meant to you? I will not say what is football for you actually?
Hi, Ken. First of all, thank you for inviting me into this beautiful program. I would like to tell you that for me, I think football, I think has just been built and it's in my blood. It's something above passion for me right now. I
Hmm,
think it's such a beautiful sport that anyone gets attracted to it. But
hmm.
my whole family is a sports background, so I
Yes.
was initially, as soon as I was born, I was attracted into that beautiful sport. And
Hmm,
from there, for initially, football just meant everything for me because my father he was a player, and he's still one of the best goalkeepers Dempo had.
yes.
So I was so attracted to the sport, and I love the sport so much. And the family was surrounded around sports people, all
Hmm.
international athletes. So from there, I think I was so attracted, and there was no looking back for me from there.
Hmm. When you say no looking back, we have also seen that you have played for one of India's top clubs. Maybe it be you are a Tata product, which and that academy has molded different players who are making India proud, Goa proud, and several states players they have produced. So, what do you have to say on your journey from Tata till what you are doing today?
So I think it's a great journey. I think what I have gone through, it's an experience money can't buy. I think it's something so big that these are life experiences which at the end of the day you sit and think about those which give you that thrill. And it's a different experience. If I talk, those are the academy days, and then you go to your from your academy to the youth development, and then to the sudden transition to professional football, and then that's a beautiful limelight of professional football. Comes with that is a various tough situations that you have to overcome, and there are storms in the sea, and it's a different life, and that's why it's such a beautiful game and such a beautiful career also. And at the same time, it's tough, it's difficult, and if you can steer the boat well and you know your plan, I think you can easily overcome the storm.
When you said you overcome the storm, definitely there is no success without storm, without any hurdles. I want to know what is the turning point in your life that you said, yes, forget the storm, I have to move ahead. There'll be several storms, there were several hurdles that you have that you might have occurred in your life in the past. So what do you have to say on them and which were they? If you can elaborate more on that.
So there was this point when, if I'm talking about my academy days, there was this point when for us, as especially as Goans, we are not we don't go into much age cheating, and we are not built in that way. We have a very strong registration system which you cannot change, and I
Correct,
think it's
I
a, it's a
agree.
good thing for football.
Yes.
Yes, that we cannot do that, and I think but some there are some players, and India is huge.
Hmm.
The country is huge, and there are a lot of things that are going on. So when I see when a young boy of 14-year-old is going and competing with 16, 17-year-old, so you're already I think the first challenge comes there in your youth development. You're already playing with your
Correct.
player that is 3 years is above your age. So the first difficulty comes there, and then after trying to cope up and trying to fight and try to get your place in the starting 11, I think that's another huge challenge, because you're competing with the best in India, and second thing, they are already above your age. So
Yes.
that's a tough thing. But again, if you can overcome that, there you build a strong mentality of
Hmm.
fighting with whatever the odds are. And then if you once you come into the professional football, you break, and then that's a huge. Sometimes you have injuries on your way. Sometimes you have a certain type of coach that comes in that has a certain style of play which would not suit your ability, and you have a different characteristics which would wouldn't he wouldn't find benefit for the team, and a lot of things that come in with that. And if you can overcome, if you can build on your weaknesses, you can adapt to sometimes the coaches what
Correct.
he wants from you. And that's how you stir the boat, and you get there what you want.
Yeah. So when you said you stir the boat, I want to know, there was one point of time that you even tried your luck to go for the Super Leagues of India, one even for ISL, the different top leagues. You have also played for the national. And then tell me that experience before we move on to the present.
Yeah, I think I've had a good stint with Mohan Bagan. I
Mm,
had a good stint with Bengaluru FC, and again,
mm.
during that time it was a transition phase because I League was
Yes.
the top league in India, and suddenly
Yes. Correct.
there was a lot of noise that the ISL wanted to become the top tier
Mm,
in Indian football. So it was a very difficult situation for us because see, at the end of the day, we want a good career, we want a good future. I think that's very important. So during
mm,
our phase, I think it was a very tough decision, which we had to make, because we also did not know what is going to be the top tier in football.
mm.
But at the end,
Yes.
the ISL came out successful, and
Mm.
obviously, I think it's a better structured league, and there's a lot of limelight, there's a lot of finance involved, there's a lot of organization. It's much better than the I
Mm.
League. And
Mm.
yeah, I played the Super Cup. I was one of the players, goalkeepers that had the maximum saves in the Super Cup. But again,
Yes.
it was a decision. It was a decision. I also had an offer from FC Goa at a point of time, but I was with Churchill Brothers, and it was my destiny. Maybe I couldn't go because I had a contract on myself, on
I
my chest,
agree.
and I couldn't break my contract and go. So again, those are all the sometimes destiny, or maybe something bigger is waiting always in your locker. So I
Hmm.
believe in that. I believe in, if this is not the thing, maybe something better is there in store.
Yeah. When you say something better, everyone knows what is that better. And I'm coming back to that. It is that now presently we have, as I said in the introduction itself,
Mm.
when or you took I would say like a retirement from your football career, which, but it's not a retirement because there is a continuity because
Yes.
you are
Yes.
sharing your knowledge, your
Mm.
techniques, your skills to the young budding talents and those who are making and trying to make their future when it comes to football. Now, I want to know, you took an early retirement. I know I'm specifically saying that you took an early, you try to quit your career at an early age, but that didn't stop you. You started on your own academy. So I want to know, our viewers want to know when it comes to, because starting an academy, a coaching center, even coaching classes, it's not easy. I know that personally as well. It is not easy.
Yes.
So I want to know, how did
Yes.
it come? Yeah, how did it come in you? I want to know first of all.
So Glendon, it was a certain time. It was a very tough point in my life. That
Hmm.
I had to, and after making so much sacrifices, and still I was at the top. I was at Mohan Bagan, and I saw the transition phase, and at that point of time, I had done my coaching licenses because I was always I knew that sports is a very shaky career, and
Hmm.
anything can happen. So I
Correct.
always prepared my I always prepared my backup plans very strong.
Hmm.
So, and when I went to my coaching courses also, I believe that, yeah, if you're good in it, you need to do it. So the lot of instructors also had mentioned to me that, Ricardo, we see something in you which which is special, and maybe you can go into coaching, and you can do good and excellent to it. So that all played on my mind, and at a point of time, I said that there's a lot of things changing. I also had a prior injury to I had a quadricep tear, which was
Hmm.
haunting me
Yes,
every
I
time.
know that.
And I believe that if I do anything, I should do it to my 100%,
Hmm.
because I then only you can get results.
Hmm.
So the injury was haunting me, and I couldn't give my 100%. Even if I was giving my 100%, it is to taunt me again, the injury. So I said I need to make a decision in what I can give 100%. So
Hmm.
I had to come to this decision and say that, yes, if coaching is my line, but it's not the normal thing, coaching, what I wanted to do. I wanted to create something, it's something big, something huge,
Hmm.
something proper structured, which was not happening in Goa by the time.
Hmm.
Everything was concentrated around professional football,
Yes,
around
agree.
getting all those players ready, and just portraying them in front. But what I still thought that, as me also as a player, I think we lack the, the grassroots basic techniques what a player requires. And see, today if you see any coach in the Indian team also, like even the foreigner coach, they say that, the Indian players, lack some basics. So I
Yes.
think
Yes.
what we need to touch on, and it's a very open topic that, yeah, we do compared to the European and European standards. I think we can get better with our basics, and if we touch on that. So that was the main point I want to touch on. And I said, yeah, if we have a structured program, I think if we have a good professional program, I think we can, go out in the open and say that, we have a structured program with good quality coaches, with proper facilities, with proper, the structured program where we could give the youth of Goa a proper chance to maybe train professionally, give them a proper roadmap and see them and pick them and give them a good opportunity to play at the top level in football with proper basics.
Yes. Now you are. I have seen, like, I have personally also seen some of your coaching classes, even in Nagwa, then to other centers in Kandolim, even in Girim that you had in the past. Then and now coming back, you have your own academy in Nagwa. So I want to know, as you explained the journey of how you started it, but was it difficult for you to get in the students? Because today you have the highest number of students that everyone knows. You have memberships and you have different kinds of sessions in the morning, afternoon, evening as well. So I want to know, how was the journey when kind of scouting these kids out there, and what do you feel? Where do you see the future of Goan football when it comes to grassroots level?
So, Clinton, when we started basically at a rented out arena at Girim. It was a beautiful arena, that was also part of Dempos also. So we started off there. I remember, we started off, I remember because WhatsApp was a very good tool where we could, share our thing, what we were starting. And I first of all took all my coaches into consideration. I first set up a proper team where, I wanted the way we could structure our program and get along. And when we started, we first had proper meetings. Before we could get into anything, we had proper meetings. We had a proper structured plan, the game type, what we want to, what we want to get to the kids, how do we want to train them? We want to train them more with the ball. So all these things were first of all planned properly, got into meetings, got the proper structure right. And then we went into the open and say that, we are starting such a structured program with the proper facilities, with proper, physiotherapy, if any young player would get injured. Second thing, we would have nutrition guidance. We would get in ISL and I League players. So that would motivate them further. And obviously, the motivation was also there because the ISL had then started gaining popularity.
Correct.
So it was a proper environment where everyone started just started building up and thinking, yes, maybe if people also started saying, yeah, football can be a good career also. So
Yeah.
everything came together, and we formed this beautiful baby of ours that we call Super30. And it was really nice. First day of ours, it was raining, but we had a turn up of around 15 kids. And from there we started the planning just became bigger, the center started growing. And then
Hmm.
we again had to face difficult challenges all the way, as it was a rented out place. We were paying huge amounts of money,
Yeah.
and we weren't concentrating on any profits because we wanted to build a beautiful
Correct.
place where people would
Hmm.
love to come and train. And obviously, I believe that it require money to survive and grow and develop. So we wanted to structure ourselves around a beautiful setup program. And obviously, we had a thing that I believe that if you're an academy, you should have your own infrastructure, your own
Yes.
setup. And slowly, with I think with God's blessings, that slowly started coming in. And we invested into a beautiful arena at Nagua. We invested into a well equipped gym, which came into. And then it just, we started a residential setup also. So
Hmm.
all the structure and everything was planned around making good players and
Hmm.
helping the youth of Goa to they shouldn't be feel deprived of like, okay, maybe he's a professional player and he's getting all the facilities, and maybe I'm young, and just because I'm not a professional player, I'm not getting those facilities. So I made sure, my team made sure that even if he's 14 to 15-year old, or if he's 6 to 7-year old, he should get the best of it, like the best of ground, the best of balls, the best of equipment. He shouldn't feel deprived just because he's young and he's grassroots.
Hmm.
And just because he cannot perform to that ability because he's not a professional athlete. He's not
Correct.
getting those facilities. So at the end of the day, when a kid is happy, he can play football. When he is happy, he's content, he knows that he loves what he's doing. I think
Hmm.
that what comes, and that comes from your heart, and then you start playing. Automatically the good football comes in with good training and coaching.
Definitely, I can see that the good football and training is coming when it comes to Super 30. I want to know at present how many students or how many kids do you have at Super 30 registered, and what is the growth that you see when, because I've seen you, and I've learned also that you have participated in several tournaments in Goa, also outside Goa. So tell us more about that, and then we'll come to the conclusion session of what you have to say when it comes to football. But now I want to know, what is Super 30? How many students do you have, and also the tournaments and the levels of football that you guys have played so far?
So I think it's a great question. Coming to Super 30, I think first of all, it was always a lot of people ask me like, why are you not naming it Ricardo's Football Academy? And but I never wanted to structure around me. I want to have a beautiful team, because you cannot do it by your own. You need people
Exactly.
around you. You need like-minded people with same wavelength, thinking on a good growth pattern, thinking about how to take this beautiful thing ahead. And Super 30, I would proudly say that Super 30 has trained more than 4,500 grassroots kids all over Goa. So we have registered through the 3.5 years. We have registered almost approximately 4,000 kids at different age groups, different various centers all over Goa. And right now, again, we have centers and the COVID hitters, and we had different shortcomings. But right now we have a strength of 600 kids in North Goa. So we are one of the biggest grassroots centers right now in Goa, and we make sure that we give them all the facilities. We give them all the whatever structured program. We can give them proper nutrition guidance. We can give them the proper physiotherapy facilities, everything. We also have players that are coming from outside Goa to train under our banner of Super Excellence Center, in which we have a residential academy where we help them to train. We have the swimming recovery, we have ice baths, we have our gym facilities. We train at the Kandolim ground. We play matches for them in Dulea Stadium, Apsa. So we do this all through our whatever resources, and we try to give them the best of facilities. And I believe that like if a 14-year-old player is playing against, as I told you, the age thing comes in now. So if a 14-year-old player is playing with a proper 17-year-old player, I think he's gaining a lot of experience. You know why? Because
Yes.
that's because he's playing players above his age, and he may lose 3-4 times, and it's happened to us also. We have lost. We have played against good teams and we have lost. But after some time, we see that my boys have been competing against good, strong players, and we've defeated some players, some teams also. But again, that's those friendly matches. But I love giving them a
Correct.
good experience, and they love it too. Also, they build in a self confidence. So when they come and play against their age group, that's where we have won those now a lot of trophies. The last year has been a very good winning streak for us. We have won most of our trophies. We have won the under 10 all Goa. We have won under 12 all Goa. Our under 14, under 15 team basically was unbeaten in 3 tournaments, and we hadn't conceded a single goal in 4 tournaments we had played. So we played 2 All India tournaments, and we played 2 All Goa tournaments, and there was only a final tiebreaker where we conceded a goal. Otherwise, in the whole 4 tournaments, we did not concede one goal also. So I believe that I think this is just the start of what we have dreamt of, and I think a lot of things are supposed to come. But again, there are various hurdles like this COVID and a lot of things, but we never
Yeah.
stop. We Even during the COVID time, I'll tell you, Clinton, I used to call the boys at my backyard, in between the trees. I used to tie the rope and the balls and the pendulum balls and make them train. So it's so much passion, and it's so much that I want to do for the sport. And I believe that the Goan youth have huge talent, which need to be tapped.
Correct.
And if we tap it at the right age, I think we can get a huge amount of success. Huge amount of success. I'm not saying, I think there are various clubs that are doing the beautiful work, like FC Goa, Salgaonkers, and they're doing various beautiful work. But
Yeah.
I think again, if they could get it down to the grassroots also, I think that would be a major boost for all the kids, because that's where the love starts. If they can build up the proper basics, and if they can learn, and I believe that when you start learning young, I think there's a lot of huge potential, and we can tap and we can identify also players much quicker. So that's how we at Super 30 also work. We want to give everyone a chance. And at the same time, if we can spot a real good talent, we don't want to keep him stagnated at that same place. We want to push him further. We want to try and test him, maybe in the best with India also. That's why we have tied up with one of the good top I League clubs also. So any of our players can maybe move into that setup and in their world class residential facility. And we just recently concluded a trial with Round Glass Punjab, where they had come to select kids all over from Goa. It was an all Goa trial, and happy to say that four of our only boys, like Super Excellence Center, basically they are from the Excellence Center, they got selected, and they were supposed to travel to Punjab actually yesterday, but due to the Punjab restrictions, they couldn't go, and it's further delayed to April.
Okay. Okay. I also want to know if by chance people are thinking, yes, I need my child, my daughter or my son has to join football coaching center. My question is, why should they choose Super 30?
Okay, it's a beautiful question. First of all, I think what we surround ourselves around is utter professionalism.
Hmm.
Because for me at my center, it's not only me, but the people working
Hmm.
around me, the team around me knows that I demand utter professionalism, because I have come up through the ranks of Bengaluru FC. I've seen what professionalism is,
Correct.
and working. And it's not just Bengaluru FC. I have been in different various clubs, where things were not done right also. So I
Hmm.
know the difference between being professional and you get results. So at the
Hmm.
same time, my coaches know that you have to be on time, you have to be punctual, you have to have a proper session plan, you have to have a report after your training. The kids that are not doing well we have to identify. Sometimes there's a problem where you see a kid not improving for 2 months. So
Hmm.
we need to go deep and find out why is he not improving.
Hmm.
So there comes the main responsibility of Super 30. We try, we go deep, we dig deep, we see what is the flaws, we see what we can correct. I'm not saying we are perfect. I think there are many things that what we also can improve on.
Yes.
Secondly, I would like to say that we at Super 30 have built these last 4 years. We have built a beautiful, it's like a beautiful community. Parents just love coming to Super 30. Once they come in, it's like a family, and they come to me and tell me, Ricardo, like, what do you want us to give? Like, what can we do more for? So they're so involved. So I just feel like we are a beautiful community, and we are a beautiful family where everyone is so involved. And it's not that if their children is if suppose there's a parent and his child is even not playing in the team, they come
Hmm.
and support with all their love. Even when we go for all India tours, even if their kids are not playing, they want to travel with the team and stay with the team. So there's so much connect with Super 30. And yes, if you say, why Super 30, because I believe that I have the best coaches with me. They're beautiful people. They are so patient with the kids. We have one of the best physio team, which includes my wife also. And we have a proper arena, which is one of the biggest arena in right now, the turf in Goa. We also have tied up with the Kandolim Panchayat, where we have been providing free training for more than 106 at young kids. We provide them with refreshment, that's done along with the Panchayat. So I just want to give them more and more. It's a passion. It's a great passion. So if I can do anything, if I can go one extra mile ahead, and all the parents also know that, like the whole day from morning 6:30 till evening 8 o'clock, till the last kid goes home, I'm there at the arena. So I don't leave till the last kid goes home, because that's my life. So I see that everything goes right. I see that every kid is in the proper place. And they are small kids. Sometimes it's a big risk, because when you're dealing with kids, there are various things. They love to jump, they love to move around, and you have to take so
I
much
understand.
so much.
That's the biggest responsibility, much more than football.
That's the biggest responsibility, more than coaching. That's the responsibility, taking care. Outdoor, when they finish training, they want to move around. They're so inquisitive. And at our arena, we also have a lot of people coming in, for the gym and this. And so we have to take so much. And now with the COVID thing, there are so many protocols. There are so many
Yeah.
things that we have to avoid. We have to minimize. We have to minimize the number. So I think that's a great challenge. But I think that is what excites us. And I believe that without challenges, I think it's a plain road. So there's no fun on a plain road. You need to have those zigzags, to have fun. I believe, I
So
think that's the main thing.
yeah, so I only want to say, I think to this lovely conversation that we had for almost like 25 minutes now, I feel that Super 30 is not only football, it's a family which has united
Yes.
every goer out there to you. How football is united, how they say football is in blood. So Super 30 is in
Yes.
every goer family now. My last question to you before we conclude will be, what is your message for the upcoming players, and especially the grassroots players, the young kids who want to make their career into football?
So, I think it's a beautiful question, and I think every kid should hear this out. So, very important is first you have to love the sport. So, any kid that comes to even Super 30, I make sure that the kid first loves the sport, because when he has the love for the sport, he will go that extra mile, to maybe learn, or maybe their kids an army. So it's not a maybe something it's hard on them. They don't want anything hard on them. So first, they once they love the sport, they are ready to do anything for it. So they I think and once the kid comes in, once he loves the sport, then he has to build goals, he has to create idols, he has to follow their idols. And he once the kid learns the proper basics, he has to have a proper roadmap. He or she has to have a proper roadmap into football, because when you have a proper roadmap into football, you know where you're going. Your route
Correct.
is clear. So suppose I say, like, a player is at under 13, maybe into our Super 30. So what is his next route? Maybe after the under 13, under 15, then under 16. Maybe he wants to go to Goa. He wants to captain Goa team. Maybe he wants to captain the under 16 Indian team. Maybe then he wants to go more into the youth development team of maybe FC Goa. And then that's how we we create a beautiful roadmap. And that's how the player understands, yes, I need to achieve my goals, I need to work hard to achieve them. And once we at our center, we also try to teach the players of how to attain their goals, how to construct their goals, short term goals, medium term, and long term goals. So at the end of their stint at maybe Super 30, it's not that we want a players to stay at Super 30. Our thing is that we want them to move forward, we want them to grow, we want them to develop. So what I believe is that every player, first of all, should love the sport first. Second thing, develop a killer instinct in what you want to become, because it's very simple. A player having that love and instinct, and knowing what you want to become, especially maybe if you want to, it's not that it's very special or it's pointed what, no. But if you want to become a good player, the player will do anything. Maybe he will go and train at home. I'm not saying that you just by 1 hour training with the team or the academy you can become a player. You need to work
Correct.
home day in and day out. You need to put in those hours. You need to, and automatically when you're doing that, you're going to be the rest of the above. You're going to be better than the rest. And then automatically it carries on, and then you get opportunities on your way. And then you get various chances on your way. And then you just, I don't, and I always tell my players, football, you just require one good chance. One good match can change your life. So it's such a game. You'll never get this anywhere. Like in just in football. So one good match, you can even get selected for the Indian team, and that happens. So the preparation phase is long. The roadmap is long, but and if but the and it's so beautiful on the top. So I have been on the top also. Like, I've seen, I've been into professional football.
Yes.
And I always tell my players, you're right now climbing the building, but when you reach the terrace, it's so beautiful. You get the view of what's happening. And football is a beautiful sport. Now it's a beautiful career also, because there's a lot of monetary. You get a lot of monetized, and now the fame is there. You're on the news. You're on TV.
Correct.
You're captured everywhere, and people love wearing your jerseys, and people have come to watch you in stadiums. So it's something very beautiful, where you couldn't buy it in any other career.
I
Like
agree.
being on TV every now and then, and that feeling playing in front of 35, 40,000 crowd. Oh my God, that's something where you can never get, unless you're a football player. So I believe
Exactly.
that I love telling these stories to my kids at the academy, and they love, and they take it in so beautiful, because they're young. They just listen to you with those marble eyes of theirs. And then and then we've seen this transition from a lot of kids take it in on their heart, and then they say, yes, we want to become players, and then they're ready to do anything on the ground. And so then you put in they're ready to put in the hard work and all the effort, that, and then we are ready to see beautiful players ahead.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Ricardo. I didn't know how this 30 minutes just went, but thank you so much.
Yes.
And definitely our viewers will get a lot to know when it comes to Super 30, and also the youngsters, especially the grassroots players who want to come up in football. Thank you so much, Ricardo. Wish you all the very best, and especially to your Super 30 and for you as well. And thank you for being a part of Herald TV. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ketan.